Right, all of our quarterfinals are best of threes. Let's head into LIVERT versus SEIISHIZO. It's game number 1. Over to you boys for pick and ban.
Summoners, the first match of the day is underway. SEIISHIZO versus LIVERT. Pre-bans are in. We've got the Leona and the Gianna pre-bans very quickly.
Both players not wanting to deal with the strong and rare dark units that are integral to each other's draft there.
Here we go, LIVERT with the first pick. First pick, Annabelle locked in.
Annabelle is a unit that we've seen LIVERT consistently first picking last year, but let's see if SEIISHIZO has the tools to counter LIVERT's highly unusual draft.
Here we go, SEIISHIZO with the Oliver first pick. Lima, second pick, locked in for SEIISHIZO's side. LIVERT, how will he respond?
We know that LIVERT likes to run high resistance on his unit, so I wonder if SEIISHIZO has that in mind, has put max accuracy on all of his picks as well.
You say high resistance and he locks in Sekhmet and Riley for second and third pick on LIVERT's side. SEIISHIZO very quick with the fingers right there. Dominic and Miles locked in for third and fourth unit.
We know that LIVERT likes to run alternative builds on his units. I don't know if that Sekhmet is actually potentially a violent Sekhmet rather than the traditional Swift build, but I do like the Dominic and Miles picks because they give fixed damage that doesn't really care about accuracy or resistance to bypass LIVERT's draft.
Here we go, LIVERT with the final pick. Kinky and Juno locked in fourth and fifth pick. Kinky and Juno for LIVERT's side. He's finished drafting up his team. SEIISHIZO with the last unit.
Really interesting that LIVERT's not picked up that Vanessa that he likes to pick despite her buff. Actually, and I think Kinky isn't the best pick because Dominic and Miles both do really well against Kinky, and even the Oliver, because he's managed to stack up the attack over time. I'm quite liking SEIISHIZO's draft so far. If you ban something like the Annabelle, then LIVERT's going to struggle. I think on LIVERT's side, he'll probably want to ban the Dominic or the Molong because they do so much damage.
SEIISHIZO with the final pick, bringing out that Molong. 4 more seconds for the bans. Lima gets the ban. Sekhmet gets the ban. Leader skills will be selected any moment now.
Oh boy, I think SEIISHIZO is going to take that first turn with the Oliver and take out one of LIVERT's units turn 1.
Here we go, guys. The first match, first set of the day. Best of 3. LIVERT versus SEIISHIZO. Who will be taking that first turn?
I think you'll want to focus down the Annabelle here, the biggest threat.
Just like you predicted, Miles straight into Annabelle. Oliver follows up into Annabelle. Annabelle Mega Impulse Gun resetting that attack bar. Here we go, Dominic.
Dominic doesn't even need to go into this Annabelle because Molong has Reckless Assault to take out the Annabelle. And oh my goodness, 2 units to get gone.
Oh, huge violent proc from Dominic taking out that Juno. Reckless Assault. Oh,
wow.
Almost taking out the Annabelle.
Oh.
Impulse Gun taking out the Annabelle. 4 units versus 2.
A nice tech from LIVERT to put minus water on the Annabelle, and quite a heavy minus water artifact in fact, but it wasn't quite enough because Oliver had that extra turn to finish him off. And I think LIVERT has really suffered the consequences of picking out that Kinky. If he brought the Vanessa and Triana, for example, like he usually likes to bring, it would have done so much better against SEIISHIZO's draft.
This Oliver with the Mega Impulse Gun resetting her attack bar, bringing Riley back to 0. Attack by Molong into Riley. Riley not looking very healthy right now. Oliver, Mega Impulse Gun again onto Riley. Kinky about to have a turn.
I really thought that LIVERT would put up a good fight against SEIISHIZO given his performance in the EU Cup last year, but I guess he just really wanted to play with that Kinky, especially with his Leona not available anymore. And unfortunately, it's just not worked out super well for him. I guess he couldn't have picked the Achroma either because the Achroma is also countered hard by Dominic and Miles. And yeah, SEIISHIZO has picked incredibly well in grabbing those 2 units early on.
There we go. Can we see a Kinky solo? Kinky about to take a turn. Skill 1 available, goes into the Dominic, stuns him, defense breaks him. Oliver, Impulse Gun. Oh, Kinky counters. Defense break, Miles into Kinky. Oh, does some serious damage right there.
This Kinky is doing some serious work for LIVERT, but unfortunately I don't see how he can carry 1v4.
Here we go, SEIISHIZO taking that first set of the first match of the day. Best of 3, still anyone's game.
Yes, it is. I mean, the Kinky tried very hard there to remain in the game for LIVERT, but Dominic and Oliver proving just too strong there. Baus, 2 units that just delivered hit after hit, taking away, knocking away at LIVERT's damage there, and just, you know, he couldn't live up to the same, I guess, with the expectations that we had there was to be a lot closer. But SEIISHIZO, too strong.
Precisely. SEIISHIZO's drafting was immaculate, and LIVERT did not successfully counterpick against Dominic and Miles and Molong, all of these units that do really well against LIVERT's resistance, because those units just do fixed damage. They don't care about resistance. So I think also the Lamer ban was a little bit unnecessary, because that's one unit that does care a little bit. So I'm sure LIVERT will be thinking about how to switch things up in the second game. Do not discount him just yet.
Yeah, never underestimate a player in SWC. Anything is possible here. For you, Killer, as well. You know, Oliver's been used a lot by our players in this season. What makes him such a strong unit to have in your arsenal?
His kit is just stacked, you know, resetting the attack bar, additional turns, increasing attack bar, just over and over again, and it just gets overwhelming over time.
Indeed he does. Right, it's time for game number 2. Can SEIISHIZO clean this one up 2-0? Let's find out.
Here we go, guys. Match number 1 of the day. SEIISHIZO versus LIVERT. Best of 3 SEIISHIZO, 1/0 on LIVERT. Pre-bans are in. We've got the Annabelle and the Lima locked in for pre-bans.
Interesting pre-ban from LIVERT. He's pre-banned the Lima rather than one of the units that was really scary for him in the previous draft, like the Dominic or the Miles. I wonder if he's actually going to steal Dominic from SEIISHIZO.
SEIISHIZO first pick, Nana locks it in.
LIVERT does have Leona available to him this time, and actually, even though SEIISHIZO has Gianna available, I don't think Gianna is the best unit against LIVERT's draft, so I'm not even sure if we'll see a Gianna picked up. Nana is quite a decent unit to sustain SEIISHIZO's team though.
Here we go, LIVERT with the Riley in the segment for first and second pick. SEIISHIZO not taking any time to lock in his second and third unit, which is a Gianna and an Oliver.
Well, Gianna fits in with any draft, and if the Nana can move between the Gianna and the Oliver, Oliver could take some serious turns and do some real damage. I wonder if this segment is fast enough in order to reset the Gianna or the Oliver before she moves. I think LIVERT will probably want to be bringing some cleansers here, or maybe some units like his usual Leona, as we see on the field.
And just like you said, Leona comes out for the 4th unit for LIVERT's deck, and LIVERT with the Shizuka as well locked in for the 3rd unit. SEIISHIZO with the Heigang and Changpang for his 4th and 5th and final pick locked in.
SEIISHIZO is looking very heavy on wind damage at the moment, so I think something like a Juno would be a decent pick to counter all of these units, or a Diana, or he could just go for some more sustain, like the Vanessa that we've not been able to see yet, shockingly, even though she's just had a buff.
LIVERT 5 more seconds to decide his final unit to counter SEIISHIZO's draft. Locks in the Nora.
Wow, I really like that pick. Nora is actually a really solid pick with the rest of LIVERT's draft. She scales, does some extra damage based on deburst to provoke. If it's a Swift Nora or a Violent Nora, I don't know, but Nora is really good on 100% resistance. SEIISHIZO probably quite most scared of that Leona though, potentially.
Here we go, bans are in. Gianna gets the ban, Sekhmet gets the ban. SEIISHIZO with the Oliver leader skill, and LIVERT with the Shizuka HP lead skill. Here we go. Set number 2 is underway. SEIISHIZO versus LIVERT.
I am actually favoring LIVERT in this draft this time round. I think SEIISHIZO is gonna struggle to take out this Leona.
Wow, that Heigang landing 3 strips out of the 4 units. Changpang follows up and strips that Riley as well. Whoa, the debuffs on LIVERT's side not looking too well right now. SEIISHIZO looking very favorable.
Oh my goodness, that's really unlucky for LIVERT. All of his team got stunned by those despair stuns from Heigang, Changpang, and Nana. And looks like SEIISHIZO is very much favored once again in this match. Unlucky LIVERT.
That serious batter from Changpang, followed by Oliver's Mega Impulse Gun, is just doing some serious work right now. LIVERT is in a standstill. He's not taking any turns, he's just taking the hits.
Well, we thought this match might be a slower match because of LIVERT's playstyle, but these matches have been incredibly fast nevertheless. SEIISHIZO has managed to land all of his stuff. He's probably put max accuracy on his units in order to prepare for what he's up against from LIVERT, and it's worked out incredibly well for him. Nana has already harvested the maximum number of souls, so it is going to be a smooth ride until the end for SEIISHIZO.
Did you see that additional damage from that Nana? 3k per hit, taking out that Riley right now. Oliver with the Impulse Gun into that Nora. Nora revenges, gets a little bit of a heal. Heigang goes for the Nora. Nora, are you looking to solo this game?
Well, she is on revenge, it looks like. So she can revenge and put some dots on the enemy. I don't think it's going to be enough. She's not going to be able to survive so much damage. But she'll last for a little bit longer than you might think.
Yeah, not enough against those 3 stacks on the Soul Harvest on the Nana, but she's putting up a good fight. Changpang, skill 1 into Nora. Here we go, Nana. Skill 1 into that Nora, gets a Despair stun. Huge impulse stun, takes out Nora.
Wow.
Wing on fire. Oh, wow, wow, wow.